Hello, you're listening to TA Pedals Podcast, episode 38. I'm Stephon.
And I'm Tristan. First time ever that you've done the intro.
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
I guess.
I don't know. It just seems weird hearing it, and not saying it.
Yeah.
And really proud of you.
I just thought, I've never done it, and, we're jumping back in. Let's do something a little different.
Well, it definitely was different
Yeah.
and refreshing.
Cool.
Yeah. So what's been going on?
Well, we've been hard at work, and we got a lot of stuff done and happening, and working hard and having fun.
Heck yeah, we have.
Yeah. When you ask me that question, it's like, I know that, like, the purpose of the podcast is to talk about pedal stuff, but when you ask that question, my mind briefly goes to, like, what's actually going on in my own personal life.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Well, I mean, this podcast is kind of about that too. It always has been.
yeah, it's it's summer, kids aren't in school anymore. A lot of stress off my back, because I don't have to wake up early, take kids to school, and then I have to get them from school, and then have to worry about work all in between all that. So it's nice to be in this situation of summer. I love summer because of the less stress.
I know you already know this, but for anyone listening, summer is my worst nightmare. I absolutely hate it. It makes me miserable and depressed. And I'm not going to let it bring this podcast down, but I'm just putting it out there that my fuse is very short. My patience is worn thin. And, unfortunately in the summertime, it starts to show very obviously how I feel.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to be 60 degrees again,
Yeah.
60 and below.
The temperature definitely messes with your mind. It, like, kind of fries it a little bit.
Mm-hmm. It really does. And I mean, we work in a hot kitchen.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like I can't escape it.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is when I'm at home, my house is like 65 degrees and I'm still pretty warm.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm hot all the time.
It's because we are big people.
That's true. But it's like I can't go outside and or I'm miserable. But also staying inside obviously leads to depression. But then the only time I really go outside is to go to work.
Mm-hmm.
And it's even hotter in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Than it is outside. So there's just no getting away from it.
Yeah.
It's a terrible time for me. But you know what? I'm keeping my head up. I have some time off right now. And we just did something that, I know we're both very proud of. And so even though summer sucks,
For some people.
it sucks for me bad. Even though it sucks for me bad, I still, because of the things going on around me, it's made it so much better.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still excited because of what's going on.
So today is the first day of something really exciting.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
Okay. If you're listening to this, it was yesterday that we're about to talk about.
June 6th.
June 6th was a big day.
Yeah.
Why was it a big day?
Well, we put out a new pedal called the Beau-verdrive. We've been working on it for, 3 months?
I'd say 3 months, yeah.
3 months. Very hard working on it for 3 months. And even though it was hard work, it was very fun. And we had a lot of fun doing it. It was very exciting every step of the way. We released it today, which is, again, June 6th. And, it was a big hit. We sold more than half the first day, and that's exciting.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing that we've done so far.
Mm-hmm. What is the Beau-verdrive?
So the Beau-verdrive is is an overdrive pedal, which is similarly modded of a tube screamer, which is a very popular pedal. And then we added a boost to it to give people the option of more volume or more distortion, depending on how you use it, which brings me to my next very big update for that pedal is the order switch. So the order switch, you can have the drive going into a boost, which will give you more volume, or you can have the boost going into the drive, which will add more distortion. And that's very, very nice and versatile. And that's something that we strive for here at TA Pedals, is to have something small, compact, and versatile in one little pedal.
Indeed, and indeed it is versatile. The pedal is a collaboration with our really good friend Beau, who is the owner of Cousins Music in Fort Smith, and we've had Beau on the show before, and he's always been a really good friend to us, really really funny guy, and just good to be around. And so, we were considering a few different projects this year, and we wanted to collaborate with someone, and we figured who better to collaborate with than Beau. He, as far as I'm concerned, is the music store in Fort Smith. Like there's a couple other instrument shops and things like that are really important to Fort Smith as well, but Beau is like the guy you go to for repairs. In my opinion, I'm not saying there's no one else good, but
I actually don't think that there's another repair shop for guitars in Fort Smith.
Right. I think the other repair people normally do it from home, or they're like a workshop or something. Beau is like
the other music shops. I think they just sell musical equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Beau is the only one that I know of that the only shop I know of that actually repairs things in shop.
Right, exactly. And so he does he'll set up your guitar, repair things. Did you see the other day where he filled in the giant hole that a Kaler bridge made in this guitar? Okay, so do you know what a Kaler is?
No.
Okay, so a Kaler is like a Floyd Rose. Okay. And so there's because it's a floating tremolo bridge, there has to be a chunk of wood cut out underneath it so you can pull up on it as well. Mm-hmm. So when you take that out, there's a good chunk of wood missing. Yeah. And Beau took a guitar that had a Kaler in it and filled in the hole with like the same kind of wood and like made it like the same finish, and then put the new bridge on top, like a hardtail, I think it was. I can't remember, but it looks perfect. Like you can barely even tell that there was a giant chunk missing. And I was talking about having him put a hardtail bridge on my Ibanez, on that white one right there. And I was like, man, I don't know if he could make it string through or not. But after seeing him fill in that giant chunk that was missing out of the guitar, I'm like, I think the man can do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. But yeah, so like we wanted to collaborate with Beau and do something really cool, because he's been a good friend to us. And, we really like the kind of music that he makes and who he is as a guitar player. And so, Stephon, you went down there and you were like, hey, do you want to do something together or whatever? And, what would you want for like a signature pedal? And he said he wanted like a souped up tube screamer, and, maybe with like a boost or something. And I kid you not, was that not what I was thinking already?
Yeah. We had actually already had, like ideas and plans in the works, for a drive pedal with a boost. And when Beau told us what he wanted, it kind of just fit. So like we had already talked about it. You had the idea of doing that, and when he told us like that he was interested in that kind of style of pedal, it kind of just fit perfectly, because we had already put thought into it. Mm-hmm. And so we already knew exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah, it was like fate, or something. It was very strange, but the
stars aligned that day.
Yeah, they really did, and I was like, that just makes total sense for what he does and what we want to do, and what the music scene in Fort Smith, kind of
Yeah, a lot of
sounds
people
like, I
here
guess.
in Fort Smith use that. They like that's the sound.
Yeah, it's
Like
like,
they have a that they like they like their tube screamers and they like that bluesy rock and roll style vibe, and that's what Beau's into, and so it fits perfect for Fort Smith.
well, yeah, but like even more so than blues, being prevalent in Fort Smith and stuff. There's like this weird, like southern hardcore metalcore metal thing that
Hmm.
has existed for a while, and it's kind of died out just a little bit. But back, like kind of when I was in the scene, that's what people were doing. They were using a tube screamer pushed into like a 5150 or a Mesa, or an equivalent amp like that, and that's always been kind of a thing to do in metal, is to use a tube screamer, normally with the drive all the way down, the volume all the way up, and the tone to taste, um, because you're essentially like using the tube screamer circuit. It has a mid bump in the frequency spectrum, so like you're getting more mids to push through, and that's really important when you need your guitar to cut through like a dense metal mix, because with metal it's just like walls of guitars, and so the bass takes up the bass. You got your cymbals and vocals on the high end, and the guitar really needs to punch through in the middle to make it sound full. So the tube screamer does that really well, and so it's like that's the perfect thing to kind of fit for this area.
Hmm.
So it's like we had the idea. That's what people do here anyway, and have always done, is take an overdrive into a high gain amp, and then that's what Beau wanted too. And so we just like took those ideas and put it into one box and made it as versatile as we possibly could with the order switch and such. And it also has 2 foot switches, so you can actually independently switch on the boost and the overdrive independently of one another, which is nice. So if you don't want to use the boost, well, you don't have to. Or if you want to use the boost for a guitar solo coming up, have it off before the solo, kick it on. As you start, it'll give you that little volume boost to help you cut through even more on the lead lines. And it just made sense.
Hmm.
Like I've never, I don't know, I just didn't imagine it would go as well as it's going. Like we did spend 3 months shooting video, editing. We have a lot of like video content coming up, and pictures and all kinds of stuff. But something that we kind of talked about was like, what happens if we sell out in the first week, much less the first day? And then we have like 3 weeks of content being like, hey, go down to Beau's
and the
try it out.
predicament that we didn't think about happening has happened.
Yeah.
And so now, we have these pedals that are probably going to be gone by the end of the week, and we have 3 weeks worth of content that's boosting those pedals. And people are going to be like, well, I want this pedal, and they're not going to be there.
Yeah, but also that's such a blessing to us. Like, just the fact that there are so many people around who are interested in what we're doing, and the whole thing. Here's the whole thing, you guys. Let me just tell you what the whole thing is. A big reason that we like Beau so much, like one of the big reasons that we like Beau and everyone else likes Beau, is because he's trustworthy and he's honest and he likes what he likes, and he's picky about what he likes, but he's honest about what he likes. And so it's like, if we put his face and he on the pedal and he endorses this pedal, we know that there are enough people around who are going to support it, and in turn you're supporting Cousins and you're supporting us. And so the collaboration just made sense because Beau is a trustworthy guy. That's pretty much like one of our angles to this, is not like deceiving anyone, but exactly the opposite. Is like, this pedal is endorsed by a guy that we all love, know, and trust.
Not only is it endorsed, but he's also getting a cut of the the total price. Like, he's getting like a third of the amount of sales.
If we're being completely technical, if we are being absolutely technical and transparent, and first of all, Beau, if you ever listen to this is exactly what we wanted. Okay.
Yeah.
We did the math before we ever came in that day to talk. Well, like the day we gave you the pedals, we did do the math. And this is, in my opinion, how it should be. That pedal sells for $150. Our cost to make that pedal is a little over $50. So when we sell it, we get $100. So we actually get less profit than Beau does. But that's what we want because we believe in Cousins so much and we want to support that business.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a staple business for the music, the people who play music in Fort Smith, that it needs to be there. So when you go buy a Beau-verdrive, you are actually supporting Beau more than us.
Yeah.
And that's good. That's good.
You know, if you look at it that way, I would say Beau's more endorsing us than we are him.
Oh yeah, dude, he believes in us, and like that means a lot to me.
Yeah, I've, you know, since the first day we met Beau, there's been a connection between us and him, and no matter what we do and what we put out, we know that he's going to be there and support us.
Yeah,
and that's a great thing.
Even if we show him something and he's like, oh, hey guys, that sucks. Like we at least know that he's a guy we can go to for an honest opinion.
Yeah.
That's what I like about it.
And
is like if he doesn't like something, he's going to tell us.
And he didn't tell us that he didn't like the shark, but you know, you could tell that he wasn't that thrilled about it.
Oh, I don't think I ever talked to him about the shark, if I'm being completely honest.
Well, we did take it down and show it to him. And he played with it a little bit, and I mean, he wasn't as excited about that as he was the vampire squid fuzz.
That's true.
But
because we all have our own taste too.
Regardless of that, you know, like that's what I think that's just a thing that shows how honest he is.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Because like even though he doesn't come out and say it, you can tell what's going through his head.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's a straight shooter.
Yeah.
And anyway, so like it's just been overwhelming. You know, we've prepared so much content, you know, trying to get everyone to go down to Cousins to, you know, support his business, Beau's business and whatever. It's been overwhelming to know that like we probably could have just put out the one video and been done with it, but we want to entertain you guys just as much as we want to help you have the tools to create cool music. So we made some videos that are coming out in the next few weeks. I'm not going to disclose what those are, but they're really cool. And hopefully by the time those videos come out, we will be restocked. I think we made 10 for the first batch. If this is the first time you're hearing about this, we made 10. Beau has all 10. We don't have any on the website. We are talking about having like maybe some on the website that are a different color scheme, so that way that the white enclosure with the black graphics is a Cousins exclusive. And we will never sell the Beau-verdrive at any other music shop ever. So you're either going to have to get it through us or Cousins. And if you want the white one, you're going to have to go to Cousins. Mm-hmm. So we're talking about we have 10 and Beau has all of them. I think he's sold 6 so far as of like this very moment.
Yeah,
they're going
the
quick,
last update we have, he had 6 on the books.
Okay, cool. So he has 4 left right now. Where was I going with it? Oh yeah, we're trying to restock. I was like, there's a point to this. Hopefully by the time the other stuff comes out, like the big videos that we put a lot of effort into, hopefully by the time those come out, we will have or be working on a restock of 5 more pedals. After that, I don't know how it's going to go, but we are going to do our best to keep up with you guys. It's just we didn't expect to sell out in the first, or they're probably going to be gone this first week. I feel comfortable saying we're going to sell out within the first week, and we just weren't expecting that exactly. hoping for it, of course, yes, but not expecting it. And so thank you guys for that. Just please, if you're hearing this and you're waiting for a Beau-verdrive, thank you for your patience.
I'd like to just give a quick little side note. Just so like we've got a lot of traffic, I would say, today on Instagram and Facebook and other things. We've got putting this pedal out with Beau's name on it has not only been good for us and Beau, as far as getting our name out there and you know, having people know who we are and what we're doing, but it's also opening up more doors for us because we've got a few people that have messaged us wanting to do the same thing that Beau did, which was have a pedal, like a custom pedal made in his image. So that's pretty exciting, and I'd like to talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
So, well, I don't have very many details about it, just what I've already said.
Oh.
So, you tell me about, the messages.
Okay. So, sorry, Stephon's distracting me by making shadow puppets on the wall. Guess that's all it takes to get my attention. Well, I'm not saying that. I don't know if you misunderstood my text or not, because
maybe I did.
I think you did, because he's doing the shadow puppets again. That was a duck. It looks like a duck.
Quack quack.
So anyway, but the people who have messaged me saying they want custom pedals didn't want it made exactly in their image. They just want a custom pedal. They're just like, hey, can you make custom pedals for me and my bandmate?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we can talk about it.
Well, if we're doing a custom pedal for somebody, we are going to make more than one.
That's the thing, though, is I don't know if we will. And here's the reason.
Okay.
Because I do not want to be in the business of making, like, if we do one-off pedals, custom pedals for people, which I'm totally open to. By the way, if you guys are out there and you want something, please hit us up. But the thing is, I don't want to have to make the circuit board for it. I think that's way too much work. It's not cost or time effective for us. And it's not that like I'm being stingy with it. It's just that we're such a small business and we have so much going on in our lives as fathers and husbands and working and, trying to get the main stuff out that I don't think that it's practical. So I don't want to do custom. If we're going to do a custom pedal, it needs to be a clone of something. And that's what I mentioned to the people who've sent us questions about it. I'm like, hey, we normally do stuff from Pedal PCB because they're great companies, or it's a great company and they have a wide selection of pedals. So like if you want a specific pedal from there with custom artwork on it.
Well, that's how we started out.
Exactly.
Is doing the pedal PCBs with custom artwork on them, and that's how we started.
Mm-hmm.
With the Alien Life pedal.
Yeah, which was a clone of the Earthquaker Devices Life pedal.
Yeah,
we put an alien on it. It said Alien Life.
Yeah, it was a sick pedal, and people bought it.
Yeah, we sold like 5 of those.
I think so.
Yeah, that was crazy.
We sold enough to justify, let's do our own thing now.
Yeah, we sold enough for me to be like, hey, I think this could be a business.
Yeah.
I think we could actually do this for a living.
Yeah. And we're on that road and we're headed in the right path, I think.
Yeah, I think so. If not, it's still been fun. We could here's the thing.
There's no if not. There's no if not.
No, you're right. We're gonna stick with it. But I'll talk about that in a second. So back to the custom pedal thing. Yeah, the guys were just asking if we would do like a custom pedal, and I was like, well, we could probably do like a clone of something if you want. And we get our, normally if we do a clone, we're gonna get our PCB from here. Like, just let us know what you want, and we can maybe get something together. And
did they give you any idea at all?
No, because I don't think that he knows what they want or anything yet. Like, the conversation has just started. The conversation was, hey, could you do a custom pedal for me and my bandmate? And I said, I don't know, maybe. That's pretty much as far as it went.
Okay.
And I gave him a couple of details. So yeah, I don't really know anything yet.
Right.
But yeah, that's yeah.
Okay.
But we are open to doing that within reason. Like, if you have a question about that, please, feel free to reach out. We might be able to hook you up. We'll at least try to, if it makes sense for everyone.
Well, I here's the thing is that if someone has a cool idea for a pedal, I would be open to creating that pedal for them, but also for us at the same time. Like maybe they want, maybe they are looking for a specific sound.
6 fuzz faces ran into each other.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. Like maybe they're looking for a specific sound and there's not exactly a clone, available for that specific sound. And then maybe we could do something.
We could develop a product to meet their need.
Exactly. And that says custom pedal to me more than, getting a clone of something similar to what they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But if we were to do that, and that allows them to have a custom pedal, but also allows anyone else out there that wants that same sound, they can get it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm never gonna shoot down a good idea.
Yeah.
I just more than anything, the overarching thing for me with that is it just has to make sense for everyone.
Yeah.
Like if it is something where you're like, oh, I just want 6 fuzz faces run into each other, we're probably not going to do that.
I mean, here's the thing though, is that we have 2 fuzz pedals, we have a distortion pedal, and we have an overdrive pedal. And we're trying to get into the realm of digital effects at the moment, and that's kind of the direction we're headed right now. And so if someone's like looking for more dirt, then they'd have a better look just seeing what they can get out of the pedals we already have. Mm-hmm. Because we have a pretty good, I feel like we have a pretty good selection of distortion if that's what they're looking for.
Yeah, I agree. I mean
the buzzkill is real fuzzy. The vampire squid fuzz is real nice. It's real crispy. It's fuzzy, but it's clean fuzz. Whereas the buzzkill is like fuzzy. Mm-hmm. And then the shark has that nice distortion without going too hard. The overdrive is very light. And so I think we have all of our bases covered as far as dirt pedals.
I think for a while we're done with dirt.
Yeah, and we're trying to transition into, the modulation and the delay situation, and we're looking real hard into that. Mm-hmm. That's the direction.
That's complicated.
That's the next step we have in our future, and so that's where I'm at on that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about it too. The whole digital pedal thing, like it's complicated. You know, it's really complicated, and it's going to take us a while to get that stuff down. And so, oh, what was I going to mention a minute ago?
I have no idea.
Oh no, I was like, oh, I'll come back to that in a minute. Oh yeah, okay. Just a quick side note to complete my thought from earlier, and then I do have something else to say. Okay, so what I was going to say is, if the whole thing, TA pedals, came crashing down tomorrow, I would be very satisfied with how far we've come and what we've done and what I've learned, because I remember. Oh, I'm going to tear up.
Is it emotional for you? It's been a ride, bro.
Yeah, because I remember before you ever even came along, I asked my parents for a soldering iron, a $40 soldering iron for Christmas, and they got it for me. And yes, at this point, we've invested a lot of time and money. You sow more money, and I feel like I put in a lot of time.
We've put a lot.
We put a lot into it.
And we care about it a lot.
A lot. But it all came from me starting to make pedals, clones, with a $40 soldering iron that my parents got me for Christmas.
Which is still sitting right there on that desk.
It is. It's still going strong. It's almost been 2 years, which is crazy.
It's been more than 2 years.
Oh, it has been more than 2 years. Well, shout out to Weller. It's a solid soldering iron. But it's just like the idea that, like, they got me the soldering iron and I made a pedal and it worked. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So then I made 3 of them and I sold them for like $70 on Reverb. And then I was like, oh, I can make more pedals now. Like, that covered my cost plus a little bit more. I probably made $30 off of each one. And so then that was $90 total. So then I could make like 6 more. But then I started making different pedals and stuff and selling them. And that's about the time you came along, after I'd made probably 4 or 5 pedals. And so I guess my point is, like, I started with nothing. Yeah. I started with a soldering iron and buying, a couple resistors, like just the bare minimum number of parts that I needed.
A soldering iron and $50.
Yeah, literally a soldering iron and $50.
Yep.
And now we have, 6 pedals that we've made?
We have,
the squid,
2, 3,
shark,
4,
buzzkill,
5, 6. Yeah.
Beau-verdrive,
buffer,
hollow octaver,
7,
and the Beau-verdrive.
Is that 7?
Wait. Okay. Fuzz, or vampire squid, great white distortion, buffer, buzzkill, hollow octaver, Beau-verdrive.
Did you say buffer already?
Yeah.
Okay. Beau-verdrive. Okay.
So 6?
Yeah, I guess so.
Anyway.
Unless you count the very first pedal.
Nah, because that's a clone. But we have 6 original pedals.
Yeah.
And so, like, and we've gained so much support from our local community and stuff. Like, it kind of is emotional, and I didn't think that I would get emotional. It's kind of hard for me to feel stuff.
Okay, psychopath.
Yeah, I know. No, I've just been desensitized by Netflix.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's cool. So, like, if something terrible happened and we were riding to work together one day and we got in a terrible car accident, we both died. And my last thought was like, oh, am I satisfied with what we did with TA pedals? I think I would be. I think I'd be all right, because it came from nothing. We didn't have any backing. We had no advisors. We had no people telling us, like, hey, here's how you do this, or anything. Mm-hmm. It all started from the ground up. And so I can't be dissatisfied. And so with the release of the Beau-verdrive and seeing how many people are trusting us and trusting Beau, another local business, with, the tools that we're making tools that they're using to create their art, and they're trusting us. That means so much to me, because I know that there are pedal companies that I look up to, like Earthquaker, who pretty much just do what they want, and they make cool stuff, and they tell people, like, hey, here it is, like, figure out what to do with it, make some cool noise with it. And that's kind of what we're doing. And it means a lot that people will trust us to help them make their music. And I don't know if people think about it like that. I don't think they do. They probably just hear the pedal and go, "Oh, that sounds really cool. I think I like that. I'm going to get it." But like for me, that's what it's always been. I've said it for flipping 38 episodes. 38 episodes. We make cool things to help you make cool things. And thank you for trusting us to help you.
Yeah.
Because it's been a very long journey.
Yeah. It is, I think about it often when I look back at everything that we've done, going from making making some artwork for a pedal that you wanted, and turning around and creating something new. And it was like the original circuit was on strip board, which was a nightmare. And then building my first PCB for that pedal so that we didn't have to worry about strip board anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then turning around and taking it a step further and creating something really cool with the shark, where we did something cool and new with that, and we packed as much as we could in there. And that was a first for us too. And then taking a sound that you were interested in, along with the artwork that you had a dream about, and taking that and making it real. Like all of it is just so crazy.
Are you getting emotional? Are
I'm
you tearing up a little bit?
I'm not, but
No. I didn't think you were. But
I'm not tearing up, but it's just like it fills my body with warmth and happiness to think back on all the things that we've done and how far we've come, and how we keep challenging ourselves and overcoming it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a nice thing to think about.
Yeah, and I have to say thank you specifically for this whole Beau-verdrive thing happening. You really took the lead on this. You went down and talked to Beau. You figured out what he wanted. You asked for my input a little bit, and then you made the PCB. It worked literally the first time with like no issues. And we, when we design a pedal, we've talked about it before, everything has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The drilling template has to line up with the PCB because the pots are mounted to the board, the toggle switch, everything has to fit through the enclosure, and you have to make sure that there's enough room for the jacks to come through on the top and the foot switches at the bottom. And you absolutely nailed it. Like absolutely. And then you did the artwork for it. You really killed it. So thank you. From me to you.
You're welcome. But while you were, giving me a lot of credit, you did a lot of work too,
It's weird because on this one, I feel like I did a lot of work on the back end.
Yeah.
Whereas normally we kind of hit it together at the beginning.
Yeah, I feel like as far as like the circuit and the design goes, I took the lead on that, but we both, did it together.
Absolutely.
I will always feel like we did it together.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it was your idea to have the order switch. It was your idea to have the drive and the boost in one pedal. And like, when we first started, there's, one thing that I said, and I still feel this way, is that I just want to help you make your dream come true. Like that's how I've felt since the very beginning. It's like, this is what you want. I'm going to help you make that happen.
Yeah. And see, I was thinking something similar today, and it's really weird, but it's like, I feel like so far in our lives, neither one of us have been at a place where we feel fulfilled.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when we found each other, we were like, we're going to pull each other up out of this hole.
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me. Is like someone who has the same drive that I do, this same vision, like the same work ethic, all of those things. And instead of saying like, man, I hope it happens, we're like, we're going to make it happen because we have each other.
Mhm.
We can lean on each other whenever we have struggles or anything else. And it's brought us, so close that, it's almost like we can finish each other's breakfast or something. Sandwiches. Yeah. No, but it's like we're so tight now on those things because we have a dream that we're pursuing together, and I know that I can count on you, and I know you know that you can count on me, and it wouldn't work any other way. And so everything we've done up until this point has been a testament to that.
Mm-hmm.
That we have each other's backs, and we're going to make a difference in the music scene here in Fort Smith and expand outward.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good for us as individuals. It's gonna be good for whatever company we grow and whoever gets involved with that when we have employees and partners. And it's gonna be good for the music scene, and it's gonna be good for the people who use our pedals. That's something that we really value too, is it's got to be beneficial to everyone. And it's I don't know. It's just good. I think we've built a good thing, and I feel like the Beau-verdrive is the ultimate testament to that. So while it is a cool pedal, it's very cool. It sounds great. It's so much more too. It symbolizes hard work and dedication, collaboration, musicality. It symbolizes, a specific slice of a local scene of music that's, in Northwest Arkansas. It's the sound of Northwest Arkansas in a box.
Yeah.
And
I didn't, when we first brought this thing together, I didn't think of it like that. I thought of it as a pedal that could give Beau the sound that he wanted. And as the process went on, realizing that this sound that comes out of this pedal covers Northwest Arkansas. Like it could cover all the way to Tennessee. It could cover all the way to Oklahoma City.
Mm-hmm.
Like it covers Southern rock to the T.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but depending on how you use it, can get anything around that.
Yeah, when we say Southern rock, we're not just talking about like Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like any subgenre of rock or metal from the Midwest and South.
Yeah.
It has a particular sound, and it's really weird. Because when I was in the music scene, like playing in bands and stuff back in the day, it was like this Northwest Arkansas, specifically Northwest Arkansas area, had this very specific sound where it was like there's no other way to say it other than like Southern hardcore, like two-stepping, like riff heavy music. It's like punk and metalcore and post-hardcore and punk all rolled into one. But it's like such high energy chaos. That's, I guess, yeah, high energy organized chaos. That's what Northwest Arkansas kind of sounds like to me. And that's what comes out of the Beau-verdrive. It's like, it's the perfect thing for that sound. And you will, if you've watched Beau's playthrough or whatever, you'll see that. Like, that's what that sounds like. But also, when we have more videos that come out, or we're going to have more videos that come out that showcase, I don't want to give away too much. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering. I almost slipped and said what we were doing. we have more videos planned to show exactly what the Beau-verdrive can do. And you'll see that it doesn't just do that either,
Yeah.
but it does that very well.
Exactly. And that's the kind of the point that I was trying to make is it hits that genre plus it hits everything around it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great because you got one pedal that does a lot of different things.
Mm-hmm.
You can get so many different sounds out of it depending on how you turn those knobs and which foot switches you hit.
Mm-hmm.
And how that toggle is switched.
That's what, Beau said. He said it's 4 knobs and a switch. I can find a sound like that. And like, it's just so true. There's, I haven't found a bad setting on it at all.
I agree 100%.
It does everything that I would want it to do. And I'm just gonna say this. I've already said it a few times, but I'm gonna say it again. I've never really liked tube screamers. This is different. And I do know how, but I don't really know why I like it more. Because it's not my bias. It's not because we made it, because I'm a lot like Beau in that sense. Like, I'm not against working on things that I don't necessarily like, but I'm also like, I'm just not afraid to say like, hey, this just isn't my cup of tea.
Yeah.
This doesn't do what I like to do, it doesn't do it the way I like to do it. So it's not because we made it that I like it. It just does something different.
Yeah.
Than a normal tube screamer.
And you're right about that.
It's weird, right? Like, it sounds different.
Listen, okay, like you have your tube screamers, you have your different version of tube screamers, right? And they all sound a little bit different,
Mm-hmm.
right? Well, there ain't one like this one.
Yeah.
We made it very unique.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how we did it, but we did it. I mean, I know how we did it.
That's what I was going to say, is it's weird because it's like saying stuff like that. Like, I don't know how we did it. We do, but the sentiment of like, why did this work?
I mean, yeah.
or whatever.
Like we know what we did. We know what changes we made to make it sound the way it did. But at the same time, we didn't know that it was going to produce that.
Yeah.
We just kind of like, okay, like, let's do this. And we know we can do this to, make it do this. And like Beau's looking for this specific thing. And we know how to make it do that thing.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't know it was going to sound the way it does.
Right. Because he's absolutely right when he talks about what happens when you stack 2 dirt pedals.
Yeah.
Like, the more, because when you clip something or when you compress something, it compresses the signal to where you can hear the upper harmonics more, so it becomes more saturated. And so that makes it sound thicker and richer. And so that's pretty much what's happening in the Beau-verdrive. And it's like, yes, we knew that driving a boost into a dirt pedal would do a specific thing. And also the opposite is true. Like, if you do the overdrive into the boost, it does a certain thing. But we didn't. We weren't prepared for the result that it that it gave. You know what I mean? Like, it was like when we did it, we were like, "Oh crap, this is way better than we even imagined."
Yeah, I mean that's where my thought process is that we knew what we were looking for, but we weren't expecting to get more than we were looking for.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's just been overwhelming, and I can't wait to show you guys all the other stuff that we've made to go along with the release of the Beau-verdrive. There, of course, is going to be tons of pictures. There's some video content that will come out in the next few weeks. And please, subscribe to us on YouTube and follow us on all the social media stuff so you can keep up with it, because there's a lot coming. I don't think you'll want to miss it. And again, just in case you missed it earlier, we are going to try to stay stocked on these. It's just a matter of time. So once the first 10 are gone, I think there's 4 more at the time of recording. It's probably going to be 2 to 3 weeks.
Did we
from
make
now.
something special?
Yeah, I think we did. I think we made something special. So yeah,
People really like.
They really like it.
It seems like people really like it.
I think they really like it.
I mean, some guy made a TikTok video about it.
That was one of the first times. Well, I guess that's not true. I was gonna say it's one of the first times someone's made a video about our pedal, but that's not true at all.
Well, I would say it's the first time someone made a video that we didn't know.
Yeah, I guess that is true. I've gotten a lot of pictures from other people, like pictures of our pedals on their pedal board and saying, this is my daily driver. I use it at all the gigs and recording and, a lot of people doing stuff like that. But yeah, I guess it is the first video that was made that we were just like, oh, that's really cool. Someone went and bought the pedal and they're excited enough to like kind of review it on social media.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. But yeah, be patient with us while we restock. We will have more. It's just a matter of time because we have to get parts in and we have to have the enclosures manufactured, which is the biggest time consuming part of the process. So just feel free to check with us anytime. Message us on Instagram. That's where we're most active. And we'll be happy to give you an update so you can know when your Beau-verdrive is going to be available. You got anything else to add?
I would like to, if you're still listening at this point after almost an hour, I'd like to, since we've, talked about the Beau-verdrive so much this episode, I'd like to just shine a little light on something that we've kind of been working on in the background and haven't really posted too much about it or shown off anything about it. But we have a lot of merch that we've posted on our website, and there's some very nice, cool custom t-shirts that we did. And there's everything. There's like speakers, Bluetooth speakers, we got bags, we got jumpsuits, we got baseball t-shirts with mine and Tristan's last name on them, just so you can be like, that's my guy, and I want to show off that I like him, that kind of thing. And we got hoodies, we got long sleeve t-shirts,
coffee cups.
If you like TA pedals, definitely go check that out because there's some cool stuff on there that I think you would be interested in getting for yourself. And it would support us and give us, a little extra cash to throw on some cool pedals that we're looking to make in the future. Yeah. Oh, and tapedals.com. That's the website.
tapedals.com.
That's all I have to say.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess. Go ahead.
Just from me, I know Tristan's gonna say this when we're going out, but I want to say personally, thank you to everyone who has supported us thus far, and we appreciate everything that y'all have done for us. From commenting, liking our stuff, buying our pedals. Anything that y'all have done to contribute to TA pedals is very appreciated, and I want to thank everyone for that.
Yeah. I'll say my thank you and sign us off. I completely agree with Stephon. You don't even have to buy anything because we know that sometimes times are rough, but if you've even done so little as just tell your guitar playing friends about us and what we're doing, that goes so much further than you probably even realize. For a small company like us, word of mouth is imperative. We need support from you guys in that way, probably more than any other way. So if you've shared our stuff, liked our stuff, told your friend about us, anything like that, thank you so much. And I guess we will talk to you on the next episode, episode 39. Bye.
Bye.